driving to our shop where we have a wide variety of vehicles that we need to repo. Actually, a decent amount, to be honest. We have a couple of cat trucks, cat items, basically a whole bunch of cat loaders and stuff like that from, well, the company for Caterpillars and stuff like that. So we need to go ahead and get into our work truck and tow them all. So let's go ahead and just do that. So yeah. So let's go ahead and just ride down to our shop real quick. And yeah, I haven't been making videos for a while because I actually have been in trouble, and that should say enough right there. But I don't have my phone as of right now or anything like that. So if you do text me on stuff like Instagram, because of those of you who follow me, which my Instagram is rebel__circus_, and my Snapchat is KingBig4. As of right now, I won't be responding to messages, but you know, those are my two things. My Snapchat is in the description, but my Instagram is not, as the Instagram that's there is wrong. But yeah, let's go ahead and just open the gate now. I think I left the lights for my truck on. Yeah, I did. Let's go ahead and jump into our semi-truck. And where we are heading is a decent distance down the road, but it's alright. Oof. I don't quite like having to do this annoying, you know, annoying little spot turn. And I am also thinking about selling that warehouse that I'm not using it that much. I did actually purchase a small warehouse, but I don't use it at all, really. You know, unless of course I go ahead and plow out a little bit of an area to use, or to, as like a driveway. I'm not really using it too much. So I do plan on selling it, you know, pretty soon actually. And buying another one, although we have actually banked up some money from this job because they paid us in advance, because basically because of our track record of always getting the vehicles, but you know, not bringing them to them at a certain time. They said, listen, the sooner you get, you know, if you get these vehicles into us by I think it was today, like the end of the day, then basically I'll be able to keep all this money. So yeah, that's why I have a decent amount of money on me. You know, I'm getting paid a lot for this. So obviously, you know, because this is, you guys will understand once you see the amount of equipment it is. It is a logging setup. You know, they're trying to cut down some trees and stuff in this little mountain range area. So we're trying to put a stop to that kind of thing. We're going to turn right here. Let's turn into this spot. Oh boy. Turn our turning signals off. Let's turn right here. We are on a dirt road, so we don't really need our turning signals as of right now. And you guys will understand what I mean by all the equipment once we get there. So let's pull up, and there's the first bit of equipment, and then there's the rest of it all. That looks to be the foreman's truck, which doesn't haul. It's just, you know, like a little truck. Seems to be a trailer there, which I assume is used for these three big equipment. Then there's the semi. Let's continue driving because there's supposed to be there it is, a logging trailer as well. And apparently this truck was towed by another pickup truck. So, ooh, there's another trailer there as well. Wow, we have a decent amount of stuff to load up. So first things first, I say we load up first vehicle on here, which is going to be this right here. Simply because I don't want to overload the that low loader behind me. So that low loader is only going to have that truck. This is going to be on the back of this one right here. So yeah. And if I can't fit any more, I will put the foreman's truck on here. But of course, that is an if. I don't believe I will be able to, but of course that is. Oh, there is a potential that I might be able to, if I could fit this correctly, because obviously these things are a little bit harder to turn than normal Alright. And it appears we will have definitely enough room to go ahead and jump into this and bring it over there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's jump into the foreman's truck. He's got a nice truck. I mean, it's not actually his truck. It's the, you know, cat's truck. But still, it's a nice truck nonetheless for a foreman, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. And this fits on perfectly with no issues at all. We're going to actually back it up and put it on a different, a little bit more centered. Let's actually get it back centered a little bit more. There we go. Well, I need to figure out a way to get these ramps closer in together. Maybe you know, the mod creator, somebody could like message him, and he could put the ramps a little bit closer together. You know. Oh, I'm in the wrong vehicle. My bad. Install these ramps, and we're not actually going to drive off with this truck just yet. We're going to pull this truck out a little bit to this way, and I do believe this circles back around. Hopefully. Oh boy, that nearly made me drive off the edge, because I assumed that was a road there. So that's what happens when you go to the woods and you don't pay attention. You're going to drive right off a cliff. And yes, this does circle around, so we're just going to park our truck right here. Oh, sleep, what the heck? Yeah, these mods are a bit, you know, screwy at the moment, to say the least. So I think I need to kind of just back this vehicle up a little bit. I think honestly I need to put it like as far back as I can, so that way the arm is actually off the truck. Kind of like that. I think that might work. No, that's not. Oh my gosh, my bad guys, my bad. Dang it, that won't work either, which is annoying. And I don't understand why this thing is being so janky. There we go, kind of lean it into the turns right quick there. That should fix it, I hope. Let's pull this truck forward again. Again, a nice truck for the foreman, you know. And we're gonna actually leave it like that. We're not gonna pull it up any further. We're gonna put the ramps up. And if anything happens, you know, we do have an extra trailer over there, but I want to avoid taking that many trips. Let's go ahead and hook this up to the bigger trailer right there. Man, he's got a nice truck too. I actually have a very similar truck to him. Of course, mine matches my company as the cat trucks match the cat company, so you can't really blame them for that. And ooh. So I may just need to head over here. Actually, no, there's no trailers for. Ooh. Okay. So that little tiny skid steer right there could fit on this bigger trailer with that other tractor vehicle. So that's not really what I'm worried about. What I'm mainly, honestly, concerned about is how I'm gonna get that other trailer back. Because obviously I don't have anything hooked up with it. Of course, I could always drive my trailer back to the shop, unload it, and then of course, you know, not even unload all the stuff on it, just disconnect the trailer, because those jacks are, from what I know, strong enough to hold it. You know, like at least from what I can tell, you know, I'm not exactly 100% sure, so I don't think I should risk it, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's no other way to do it. So let's back this baby up onto here. Man, they went all out with these trailers, man. They got the wood finished that way, you know, if any equipment starts leaking, you know, oil or anything, they can tell. These people clearly weren't messing around, and they obviously got shut down for some other reason than a financial situation, because for obvious reasons they haven't even started, you know, harvesting the trees yet, from what I can see at least. Oh boy. So obviously, you know, it had to be some other reason other than finances. You know, I wonder if it was like some sort of lawsuit or something like that. 'Cause that is something that can usually halt a decent number of businesses, is, you know, stupid not financial, you know, law stuff. Alright, so that should be good. This truck, last thing we had left, and this truck I do believe connects to a small dolly up here, which connects up to this yeah, log trailer, which obviously from what I can see is empty. So there we go, we're connected to this trailer now. I think this is going to be the first thing we take to our shop. We're actually not taking anything to the shop first. We're actually taking everything to the repo yard. Not the repo yard. We're taking this to the shop, not the repo yard is what I meant to say. We're going to take this to the shop instead of our repo yard, because our repo yard we drop vehicles off and then go back and forth. But we do need a way back. So that the way we're going to do that is we're going to yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, oh, boop, almost crashed. We're gonna, and we're actually gonna connect my other truck up to this little tow dolly. That way I can tow the other trailer back, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So we're gonna go out this way. Basically what we'll be doing is we'll taking this little dolly, we're gonna connect it up to my other truck, gonna take that truck and come back here, and then we're gonna tow that trailer back with that truck, and then yeah. So yeah, we do have some decent driving ahead of us. Yeah. Man, this is a Cat usually pays us some good amount of money for when we do work for them. I think we got like 3 of their trucks and a couple other pieces of equipment. We got a decent amount of money. So I'm not complaining about how much we're getting now. You know, 70K is a decent amount of money, but of course, this is a decent number of expensive pieces of equipment. This truck alone is worth $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, or something like that. And the semi truck alone is worth like $200,000. So of course, I can completely understand why they are, you know, paying us this amount of money, because they have not had anybody. They've sent people out here to do it, and they have not had anybody succeed. So of course, if we don't succeed, we do have to give back the money, though, which I would hate. So actually, instead of bringing my truck back, we're actually just going to leave this trailer here, which I just thought of as a smarter idea. So what we're going to do, how we're going to park this, is we're going to pull up a little bit more like that. Disconnect that. And then we're going to head back. And yeah. However, we are going to need a way back to the shop, to the place. So yeah. Once we drop off that other trailer, I think we're going to have to bring this truck back and let it get towed by something else. I'm not sure what, but it will have to be towed by something. Maybe I should put that little foreman truck on here. That way I can come back in it. Yeah, I think I might need to do that. Because obviously this isn't a foreman truck. I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is, because this truck is meant to haul, not to, you know, well, I mean, it's meant to drive, but it's not meant to be, you know, driven for looks. And, yeah. Also, guys, quick news update about my real life for you who don't know. I did recently get a new truck. It's a Ford F-250 Super Duty lifted. It's got normal tires on it. Doesn't have my big beefy off-road tires yet. But it's a diesel. You know, it's amazing. I bought a 4-inch drop-down hitch so I could tow for my business with it, and I just love it. It's good with towing. Only issue is it's got an issue with the AC, but I only paid like $20,000 for it. So, you know, I mean, it may seem like a lot, but in all actuality, it's actually like less than what you'd normally pay for these trucks. Like, they're worth like $40,000, and they're rare because, you know, this one's a diesel. Like, if I wanted to, you know, if I need the money back, I could easily turn this thing around, flip it for profit, and make about, you know, $5,000-$10,000 off of it. Because, you know, again, they're diesels. Now, they're not, you know, it's not in perfect condition. It doesn't have leather interior, but it has gray, dark kind of interior, black dashboard. Dashboard has no cracks whatsoever. You know, it's got 2 hood scopes on the front, which, you know, obviously I could enjoy. And, you know, it's got, you know, it's a decent truck. You know what I'm saying, guys? So let's see, what can we actually drive back here? Alright, so I'm thinking we're actually going to have to load up that little foreman truck. And in all actuality, I'd rather have that anyways, because if I drive it back, then I can bring it there. And then I can just keep using that little foreman truck. Actually going to work for me. So we're going to leave down the ramps for obvious reason, because once we get back, we're going to back that little truck up or something. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. There we go. Let's pull this truck out. And ooh, boy. Jump into this truck, put the ramps up, and let's just head out. So yeah, again, this truck, you know, my new truck at least is really good. I really do love it. I honestly, I don't know if I want to sell it or not. I want to keep it, but at the same time, you know, it's a freaking dually, like it's money, you know. Because I'm used to towing with, for those of you who don't know, you know, I don't like to spend too much money, so I'll go out and buy a cheap little 1598 truck, and I'll tow with that. But, you know, this is the first time I've ever had an actual... Well, that's great. Oh, okay, I got caught, okay. This is the first time I've ever had an actual nice truck to tow with, you know. Usually when I have trucks to tow with, they're not, you know, super duties or anything like that. Like, I've had a dually before. I had a Chevy 3500 dually. It was a 90-something, 98 or something like that. Problem was, A, it was a gas guzzler. B, it wasn't a diesel, so that right there is bad. C, you know, it was freaking a killer on gas, so that's, you know, another thing. And D, it wasn't big enough, you know, it couldn't fit me and everybody else in my family. Now, I'm not gonna lie though, you know, this truck is not only for freaking work, because my office area is in an area basically covered with rocks, so, you know, the 4x4 on this truck is gonna come in super handy. Like, I want, and actually, no lie, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it looks just like the truck from GTA San Andreas. I mean, not San Andreas, GTA Lost, the GTA 5, the truck that spawns at the beach, except for it's a 2-door. Well, I mean, it's not a 2-door, it's technically a 4-door, but it's actually just a 2-door extended cab. It's not the quad cab or the king cab. So I don't know, I don't like that. I really don't like that, you know. I was like, oh, it's a 4-door, yay, I see it. Oh, I mean, it's loud, you know, the diesel, and it's turbo diesel, my bad, turbo diesel, which, again, for towing, that is the best truck you can get, because that truck has speed. And, you know, I had to test it out. You know, I was towing, and I was stuck behind a line of traffic, and to my right, there's a set of grass, or dirt. And I'm sitting there, and, you know, the guy's in front of me, he's not going. Nobody's going, because obviously the light's red. But the turning lane to my right, in front of that dirt path, was green. So I was like, you know what? There's nobody behind me. I have a decent amount of space. I cut my wheel to the right. You know, I didn't even do it with the 4x4 on, because there wasn't too much dirt, but it was all wet. And my truck went freaking right through, pulled the trailer through. Keep in mind, I'm hauling 10,000-pound Mercedes on the back. Okay, it went right through it. And I'm like, you know, freaking shocked, because the other trucks would just crap out right there, unless it was a stick shift in which I could put low gear. But, you know, I was shocked. So yeah. Wait, what am I doing? I'm not parking this here. I need to move these trailers somewhere else. Well, not somewhere else, just out of the way a bit more. So I don't even know where I'm going to park these trailers, honestly. I don't really want to park them in front, because obviously bad business and crap. But I guess I'm going to have to. Or I'll park them around back, which might work a little bit better. Yeah, I'm going to try that. So let's just back this truck off. Going to leave it on while we go park this trailer around back. And yeah, we'll get that logging trailer probably later. For right now, we just want to do this one, because the log trailer isn't too much in the way, but this trailer is huge. It's like a freaking, I have no idea how many feet it is, but it's bigger than like 3 cars. So, ooh, my driving is turning out to line it up perfectly and shut it off. There we go. Let's head over back to the spot. And I think what we're gonna take is I think we're going to take off the skid steer from that one semi-truck trailer and load this up and load the skid steer up where this was. That way, not only giving the boom of the logging truck extra space, but of course, yeah. You know, basically letting me go back and forth and towing and stuff. Actually, no, that wouldn't really work, would it? Ooh, that might not work. Ooh, I gotta think about this, because, like, keep in mind, when they got all these pieces of equipment there was more than one person. Okay, there had to be, like, one person per truck or something, you know. And the equipment that was not street legal was obviously put on the back of the trailers. So, yeah, that's what I gotta look at. I'm sure they probably had another trailer that they owned, that they used, but I don't you know, have that for another driver. But yeah. So now that we get back, and again, I'm sorry for not making some videos for a while, but again, I am in trouble. And I'm also trying to work about my grades, but of course the weekend, and oh crap, what's today? Today's Saturday, okay. I have an essay that I need to finish. Not start, but finish. I have like 2 paragraphs left, so once I get my keys, I will finish the essay. I don't know where it is. I don't even know where my keys are. They're in my bag somewhere, I think. Alright, so how will we get that back here? Maybe what I can do, maybe, because that will fit on this trailer, but that's not smart enough. That's not smart at all. Well, actually, this truck is mine. I can just drive this truck back here, and I can come back for it whenever I want. Why don't I just do that, or come drive this truck and trailer down to the shop, drop off these 2 pieces of equipment, and then drive this truck to my my repo yard, and then of course, oh crap, take the other truck from my repo yard, just the truck, not the trailer, drop it here, and then of course come back for it with this truck. I think I might do that. So yeah, I just hope nobody like gets mad because I took the cars and breaks a window or anything, because I know how some people can be once they realize that their vehicles have been repoed. So yeah, let's drive out this way. Yeah, apparently they haven't checked up on these, and they've been here for about 2 days, but supposedly, you know, every time that they see these vehicles there for a decent amount of time, by the time they hire somebody and they send them out for the vehicles, apparently they just disappear somehow. So obviously, you know, I'm fine, they haven't disappeared on me yet. I'm sure I'm probably going to get back, and that semi-truck and those 2, the skid steer and the other truck, the other machine, are going to be gone, but, you know, I'll still have a decent amount of equipment, you know. And they aren't going to be, they're not going to talk too much crap, because obviously, you know, I got the freaking vehicles for them, you know what I'm saying? Slow it down so that way the, our you know, heavy load, doesn't have too much of an issue. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of you guys do seem to love my realistic driving, like how I'm checking the mirrors when I back up and stuff like that. And I'm still asking one of you guys, I don't care what kind of truck you guys get in it. Alright, at this point, I could care less if it's a Ford, okay? Some kind of truck. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? Here's what I would like to see in Farming Simulator, okay? I don't want to see a branded truck. I want to see a normal truck that has 0 brand, alright? I don't want to see a truck that says, you know, Ford F350 Super Duty or anything like that. Alright, I want to see a normal truck that's a dually that could haul without a gooseneck hitch, just a normal tow, you know, tow hitch that's a dually. I want to see something like that. Alright? Now, whether or not y'all are going to bring it in is beyond me, but I don't want to see a truck with brands on it. Alright? But I would love to see a truck without branding, so like a truck kind of like this, where it's got no Ford emblem or anything like that, but it's clearly based after a Ford, but it's got no brand whatsoever. And then, you know, I would love that. Obviously, nobody's going to do something like that because they don't really care too much about console players, but, you know. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull into here. This is probably a big, huge illegal turn, but at this point, I'm not too worried. Oh, that was a bit of a harder thing to do. Alright, let's go ahead and turn these vehicles on. Let that thing load up, or turn on, whatever. And we're gonna be, again, we're actually gonna be driving this one back now. We're gonna pull this one behind the trailer. So yeah, put this thing right here, back it up right close to the trailer. In there. It looks like it's gonna rain out. Luckily, it's not raining right now. There we go, my bad. Jump into this thing, and of course, just park it back with the other truck. And what we'll do is we'll pull this truck and trailer in, our truck at least, and trailer into our shop, and then of course just disconnect it and leave it there. and take our other truck, of course, without a trailer, and then, you know, leave it there and go back for it and all that stuff, which I will be doing in the episode. The only thing I won't be doing, of course, will be, you know, selling these vehicles, bringing these vehicles, not bringing, basically going in and talking and doing all the paperwork for getting these things brought back, because obviously that is quite tedious, as you guys could probably imagine. You know, repoing is, it involves a decent amount of paperwork. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but of course, if you want to, you all know what to do. Y'all just get a truck like me. You start asking people if they need repos, and once you become a, you know, somebody who does actually get the vehicles, then, you know, they start, you know, hiring you more. And it's actually made a lot of things that have made my life easier is getting that camera installed at the shop. Really does make, you know, it does intimidate people who are thinking about stealing, and if they do steal from me, you know, it's got a camera, I have the video footage to say, hey, officers, put this guy away, you know. And obviously they're not going to fight back because, well, obviously they don't want to go get a higher, you know, jail sentence or prison sentence or whatever. So yeah, that's obvious right there. You know, you're not really going to be able to fight video evidence, if y'all know what I mean. I mean, I hope you guys aren't, obviously. Like, yeah, I tried it once. Didn't work out well, I'm not going to lie. And actually, I don't think we're going to be taking our other truck to the shop. I think I'm actually going to be taking my personal truck there. Would save me save me from disconnecting the truck and pulling it out. Especially considering I can now just back the truck up like this to this truck and then just leave it like this, and then I can take my other truck. Although I hate the way I back my truck and trailer up, because it's like such an odd area, so I have to actually rent a plow and kind of plow out a little bit more area. I need to do it soon. I'm thinking about purchasing this field. What is it? Mapley Field or something. And, well, simple enough, you know, paving a little bit of a area on it, and maybe even putting something like that there. Yeah, let's head all the way over there. Let's get a decent speed going. Ooh, boy. And basically, you know, again, the plan is we're gonna get there. We're gonna basically just leave my truck there and take the other semi-truck. And then, of course, after we take the other semi-truck and we drop everything off, then we will, of course, come back for this truck with my work semi-truck. And then we'll drop everything back off out at its, you know, at my house. Well, we'll drop this off drop the semi-truck off the shop, or the repo yard, and then bring this to my house and, you know, sleep at my house. I do love having my house a little bit farther from the business because it makes me less tempted to work, you know what I'm saying, guys? It makes me less tempted to be like, oh, it's a decent drive, I have to go out and drive this distance to get there, and ooh, that turn, I am lucky I made that. But it makes me like, I don't want to. And I'm actually liking that because I'm never usually lazy, you know, I'm always like, let me go do this work. So let's pull in here, and there's the truck right there, so we're going to pull our truck. I actually want to hide this a little bit, if per se hide. I kind of want to get this thing, you know, a decent amount, you know, out of the view of, you know, the people who own that, just in case they come back and see it. I don't want them thinking, you know, I was here repoing their equipment. I want them thinking, oh, he's probably just a normal camper because his truck's parked all the way in there. You know, and actually, you can't even see it through this fog either, so, yeah, that's good. So let's drive, and we're going to make a turn here. Man, this truck does seem to be having a bit of a difficulty. I wonder why. 4 miles an hour. Okay, there we go. We start climbing again. I'm just quite confused because this is not that much of a heavy load, is it? I mean, we are obviously having a lot of issues getting up this hill. Maybe this truck can't even handle it, though. Yeah. There we go. We got through it, so now let's go ahead and make this U-turn. Oh, boy. Again, these are... navigating through this kind of area is one of the harder things to do when driving. And I'm actually quite scared for that truck, that machine in the back, because obviously it is a bit of an expensive one. I'm going to try to take a hard right here to kind of use the wind to push it over a little bit. Usually when stuff like that doesn't work, we actually have to stop, and I'm actually going to stop because, again, worried. Let's pull forward a little bit. And then, of course, just fix the truck, because obviously this thing will fall off if, you know, if anything. So we want to just back this thing up into position, shut it off, jump into our truck, connect our truck up to the trailer, and then we just want to get out of here now. Again, getting out of here pretty much as fast as we can, dropping these pieces of equipment off at the shop. We're gonna go right this time, so that way our big boom on the the equipment, the piece of machinery we have in the back doesn't get caught. Because if that boom gets caught on something, it's gonna basically compress, whatever you want to call it, and then that's gonna push the skid steer back, and then of course the skid steer is gonna sustain a decent amount of damage, as well as the piece of machinery in front of it. So of course that is not good whatsoever. So let's go ahead and let's turn left here. And let's just drive, and ooh man, that's freaking... Alright. Oh boy, what in the world? Okay, I'm not sure if that was like a weird bug or if that's actually... No, it's definitely a bug because I'm not like able to move at all. So, that's a weird bug. Alright. Again, these mods are a bit janky. Easy way to fix that is kind of disconnect and reconnect a couple times until it kind of fixes itself. And if that doesn't work, then you gotta back into it and kind of... There we go. Because obviously everything is bugged right now, so we actually have to freaking... Man, I hate it when this crap happens. Alright, well... Only way to fix this, because again, mods can be janky. I like using them, but they can be janky. See what I'm saying? I wasn't even calling the truck. So what we need to do is we need to freaking connect up to this. Somehow freaking fix this thing. Because this is like, this is clearly bugging the game out. Hopefully that fixes it. Like, I'm not sure if you guys could see it there, but that was just really bad for the game. Like, the game could not handle that and just just let the truck stop working, basically. So we need to disconnect the truck, and I think we're gonna put that big piece of machinery on the back, put the skid steer on the front. I think that would actually help it a little bit. And yeah, that is annoying for the realism in these videos, but of course, you know, mods and their difficulties kind of make it a little bit harder. But of course, I can't complain because obviously, you know, it's a console. Consoles probably honestly aren't even meant for mods. You know, I think they're meant for less. You know, if they are meant for mods, less game-breaking mods, basically. Oh boy, see, like that's a glitch right there. I am actually way over the edge. I want to try and get a little bit more of an edge on this thing, just to try and make it a little bit better. All right, that should be decent, I guess. I think I could pull the skid steer up onto there, but man, that can be difficult. See, that's one of the things in real life when towing. That's actually a common thing, honestly. Like, I've actually had cars, and this is a really rookie mistake, and I couldn't believe I made it. But we were towing from Homestead to where my dealership is, which is in you know, the state of Florida, Port St. Lucie area. And basically, what happened was I didn't strap down the car, and I was driving without any chains, without any straps on the tires, and without any chain on the back. It was basically only thing stopping it from moving was the fact that the car was in park. Okay, only thing, no lie, I kid you not. So, you know, when I got home, I realized, hey, wait a minute, the straps aren't on. Okay, well, at least the chain was on. And you know, I really realized it because the whole time we're driving, my mom's over here behind me, like, hey, you forgot to strap down that car. I'm like, no, I didn't. I put straps on when you put the ramps up. She's like, all right, if you say so, but I'm looking at it right now and it's going back and forth. I think you forgot to put straps on. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. So, you know, and you know, pro tip for life, guys. For those of you who do haul or do anything like that, anything remotely like hauling, know your truck before you do the haul. Okay. I actually nearly killed myself one time by not knowing, you know, my truck. I had just bought. I'm a Dodge man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I love the Ram. I love the look of the Dodge Ram. I love the look, the sleekness of it. I love the way the inside feels, and just it feels meant to be driven. You know, it feels like it's not, you know, some kind of mistake. It's got all sorts. You know, you put your hands on the freaking by where the horn is and drive like that. You could put them under. You know, there's a billion different. You know, well, not a billion, but there's a decent number of ways you could drive a Ram. Because of the way the steering wheel is, but because of the way the truck is in general, you know, the you know, and all those trucks are really good trucks, and I love them. But of course, the Rams are more expensive because, you know, the better the truck, the more expensive it becomes. So obviously, you know, at the auctions where I go to buy cars to sell, they go for like $20,000, and they're not even, you know, they're not dualies. They're not none of that stuff. They're nothing special. They're just Ram 1500s, maybe your 1500 Hemi, and they go fast. You know, it's people buying impulsively. It's not somebody buying like, ooh, you know, 75. Do you hear 450? Do I hear 450? 450. Do I hear 500? 550. You know, it's straight up. You know, it goes. The bidding can start at 500. Be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I hear 13, 14, 15? And you know, it goes back and forth like that. And that's where, of course, the trucks become a little bit harder to buy because obviously of that. And you know, I bought a Dodge Dakota for like $3,000 or something crap. No. Yeah, $3,000. $2,000. No, I sold it for $3,000. I bought it for like $2,000. And basically, the reason why the way I was screwed was because basically the truck. It was a good truck. I'm not gonna lie. It was an amazing truck. Problem with it was that, and it was a V8. You know, had a V8 engine. So I'm like, all right. You know, it's got a V8 engine. It's got the engine to pull. You know. So I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and hook it up. I hooked it up and I towed a small Dodge Neon. From my old office, which was a little bit farther from where my house was. And basically, I'm like, all right, you know, I went from point A to point B with no issues. So I'm like, all right. So, and you know, for those of you who know what I do, I have a used car dealership, which is sometimes luxurious cars. You know, if we can get a Mercedes for like under $2,000, and we know we can sell it for $5,000, we do that. But sometimes we also see, you know, hey, this minivan's going for $200 with no issues. Only problem is it's got dirty interior. Heck, give me that thing for $300. Freaking bid on that, clean the interior, sell that thing for $1,200. Sweet. So, you know, that's what we do because obviously we're smart because of that, and that's how we made our money. But, you know, we were driving with it, and then we're like, all right, let's go. We drove down to our warehouse because our warehouse and our shop were not connected for the longest time. So we hooked up, and this Mercedes was for my grandfather because he wanted a nicer car. So I was like, all right, you know, we're like, all right, let's go. We'll hook it up, you know. So we hooked it up. We went out, and basically, as we were driving, we were on the highway, and I'm not driving as of right now, you know. I didn't want to drive this truck. The truck wasn't for me. You know, the truck was for my dad because he loves Dodge too. All right, I don't love Dodge enough to spend $3,000 on it for a truck that isn't a Ram. You know, the Dakotas, I'm fine with them. You know, they're nice, they're low trucks, you know, but unless, you know, they're a Ram, I'm not spending $3,000 on that truck. So we're driving, and of course, you know, we all thought my dad was messing with us because the truck starts, you know, going left and right with nobody. You know, it looked like he was doing it. And then we're like, you know, it's me, my uncle, and my mom, and him. And we're like, hey, stop messing around, you know. He's like, I'm not messing around. I'm like, oh, God. You know, this truck, because basically, when you're hauling, your trailer is like, you know, it's got all the weight of that car. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, Mercedes are made of metal. That's why they're so heavy. Okay? Like, you know, even the small Mercedes smart cars are heavy. So we're hauling it, and the trailer starts going left and right, fishtailing, because of how fast we were going. And then, from fishtailing, the trailer starts bouncing. It's a two-axle trailer. The left wheel starts bouncing, and it goes back and forth. And, you know, we're freaking over here flipping out, because, you know, the truck is like, you know, we were about to die, basically. Because we were in the right lane. Alright, the trailer wanted to go to the left lane, and we weren't letting it. So, you know, when we let it go to the left lane, you know, like, it wanted to keep going back and forth. And once we let it, you know, we were about to spin out of control and flip, okay? Because it was a 2-lane highway. If we would have let it go any more to the left, he would have hit a freaking guardrail, and we would have flipped. If we would have gone more to the right, we would have gone off-road, would have hit a tree, and we would have flipped. And we would have gotten, like, you know, basically killed. So obviously, you know, that was kind of an issue there. But you know, that's what happened. We were freaking, you know, we were freaking out. And you know, that's something you didn't know what your truck can handle, because that truck did not have the weight to pull it. It had the engine, but it did not have the weight, and that was what really nearly killed us, honestly. You know, we were towing it, and basically it just freaking crapped out on us. Now, that was scary. That was the scariest thing, like, ever happened to us. Alright, we freaking, you know, the truck fishtails again. We were like, we can't handle this. Now, thank you God, alright? One of two things was gonna happen. A, we're gonna crash. B, somehow we're gonna live, but our truck is gonna be gone, and our Mercedes is gonna be gone. And that right there is gonna put us about $9,000 in the hole. Okay? So, yeah, that's what was going through my mind, at least. Because I'm like, we're definitely gonna crash. You know, this truck is going way too fast, and if he slams the brake, the trailer is just gonna push the truck forward, and it's gonna basically have just a huge effect on it. So we're like, all right, you know, this, you know, we can't be doing this, otherwise bad stuff's gonna happen. So we're like, all right, what do we do? So thank God, you know, my dad remembered me and him had actually just actually that day installed air brakes or something like that. Like it was like airbags and trailer brakes onto the trailer in case of something similar to this. Now, we weren't thinking something like this would happen. We were just doing it because it can get annoying if, you know, you're on the highway driving behind some idiot and they slam their brakes and you slam yours, because that kind of adds the potential for a car accident if, you know what I'm saying, guys? So basically we're like, whatever, we need to install them anyways. So thank God he remembers we have trailer brakes. He slams the brakes, the truck comes to a complete stop, and we're safe. And I'm like, thank you God. And, you know, we get to the, you know, we pulled off at the nearest exit. We got, you know, they went in for a coffee because my parents could not handle what just happened. They were like freaking out. They were like, oh my God, you know, freaking out. And I'm like, all right, you know, this is what's happening. We nearly just died. I mean, like, I ain't got no death wish. But then I'm like, I'm over here like, all right, they're gonna have us unload and reload the, they're either gonna have us, you know, we're either gonna, because it's not my Mercedes, by the way, alright, it's my parents. I stick to the cheap $300 cars that I can sell for $1,500, because I'm smart like that. You know, they do too, but, you know, I don't buy luxurious cars, because if they need help, that's expensive. So basically, you know, I'm like, alright, I put our dealer plate on it, I got the key, and I'm like, I'm expecting them to say, hey, unload it, you're gonna drive to the office. No, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're driving this, right? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, that's not good, you know. Yeah, I was freaking like, they got a death wish to be riding in that car again. But of course, you know, we drove in it again, and I'm like, these people are trying to get me killed. And of course, you know, I was freaking scared for my life when in that. And then, you know, we got to the office, and the freaking Mercedes, the back end of the Mercedes, was all the way to the left, and the front end was all the way to the right. So it was kind of like this on the screen. Like, if you guys look at the screen right now, it was kind of like this, but on a trailer. So it was as far, the front right wheels were touching the little lip that we have there in case the cars do start swaying, and the back right wheels was touching the lip as well. So we were kind of freaking worried about how we were gonna get the dang trailer off in the first place, obviously, because, you know, yeah, we didn't want nothing happening to the freaking car. Because we had actually already sold it. Yeah, for those of you who don't, we had actually decided we were going to sell it already, and it was already basically sold. Like I said, we already sold it to my grandfather. He already had the money, so we're like, oh boy, this is great. You know, that's perfect. We didn't know what to do at all. We were like, alright, so, like, we were at a loss for words, because that was something that has never happened to us before, obviously, you know. You know, when something like that happens, you're gonna freak out, or you're just not human. Like, you know, unless you're emo and you kind of like that kind of stuff, I guess. But that freaked us out. You know, we were not in a good place. We were scared out of our minds. Like, for those of you who don't know, we were freaking out. You know, we couldn't really handle it. And, you know, I'm over here like, oh God, and, you know, I was worried. And, you know, it was really freaking hard. So, you know, that's honestly, you know, one of the reasons, like, I study vehicles before I actually buy them. That's why I know a lot about vehicles and stuff like GTA and the games I play. Because in the game, most of the games I play are about, like, video, like, cars and stuff. I don't really play too much first-person shooters or anything like that. And that's how I know a lot about like cars and trucks, because obviously I need to know, you know, like for certain trucks, for certain things like a Ford Excursion, or, you know, like, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, Ford can tow, you know, the Ford F-250 Super Duty, the freaking, you know, even the F-150 Super Duty, all that stuff, a lot of the Ford trucks can tow. Only Ford truck that can't tow is the Ford Ranger. Alright, the Ford Raptor, alright, it could pull. I'm sure it can. Okay. The Ford Ranger, not so much. The Ford F-150, yeah. The Ford F-250, yeah. Ford F-350, yep. The Ford you know, the Super Duty, any version of them, alright? Even the normal gas F-150 gas Super, you know, just normal Ford F-150. Even that can tow, alright? And, you know, as much as I hate to say it, it's because it's got weight. You know, it's not just about the engine, but it's about the weight it's got too. So of course, you know, with that kind of stuff going on, it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's freaking, you know, perfect just right there, because obviously, you know, it's got, you know, we knew a lot about it, but we didn't, you know, care too much. And then, you know, that's like a huge tip for you guys. If you guys are gonna tow something, you know, let's say you're moving and you're towing something to U-Haul. Don't tow a freaking truck with your car, or don't tow a car with your car. You know, and I seen this, and I'm like, I had to say something to them. You know, these people, they had a small Honda Accord, and it had a tow hitch on the back. Now, this tow hitch isn't honestly, it's probably not meant for freaking cars or, you know, trailers. I think it's meant for, you know, the wheelchairs and stuff like that that you can put on the back of cars. But these people are backing up to a car hauler and connecting it, and I'm like, excuse me, you know, I'm like, are you gonna haul a car with that? And they're like, yeah, you know, we're hooking it up, right? I'm like, alright, is it a big car? They're like, well, they're like, well, I don't think that's any of your business. I'm like, well, I'm only asking because I would honestly recommend not doing that if it's a car and renting a truck, because you know, if your car, if you reach like 40 miles an hour with that car and it's decent, a decent weight of a car, and you don't realize you're fishtailing, you're gonna end up dead. You know, you're gonna end up flipping your car, and by the time you reach 60, if you realize you're fishtailing then, unless you're an excellent driver, you're gonna end up, you know, flipping. And they're like, whatever, you know. And I just hope they were alright, you know. Like, I went back, you know, a few days later, and the trailer was there, you know, the same trailer. I could tell because there was a freaking huge scratch from point A, from the beginning of it to the end of it, with just like somebody keyed it up. And I think it was because somebody cheated, honestly, but, you know, that's what happened. So I was like, okay. But, you know, just know your truck and you know your vehicle. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Like it if you like it, share it if you like it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this. Try to make them daily on my channel. If you subscribe, you can probably see them daily on their homepage.